I'm Jeff Ho, and I'm here with Paul Rodriguez. Paul, when people ask you what your profession is and you're a professional skateboarder, what do you think of that when you say that?
I think it's it's everything I dreamed of. For me to be able to like say that legitimately, it's the 13-year-old version of me would be just ecstatic about that. Now sometimes I just for the sake of for it being easy, because I've had times where I've like, oh yeah, somehow random situation, what are you like, professional skateboarder, and then somebody holds me up in a conversation where they're like, well, what does that mean? What exactly how does that work? And I'm just like, So for the sake of it just being easy, sometimes I'm like, I work for Nike. But overall, I'm very proud and thankful that that's my profession.
That is so cool, because to be able to say something like that.
Absolutely.
Why do you think skateboarding is such a universal language?
It's hard to pinpoint it in words, but I think it's because it's a freedom of expression. If you can envision something in your mind, like if you can see yourself doing something, then you can realistically accomplish it if you're willing to put enough effort and determination and focus on making that happen. So that's why I always consider skateboarding not just like a sport, but like an art. Because it's whatever you can dream it of being is wherever you can take it. So you don't need words to communicate it. You don't need to explain it. It's a feeling. It's not like a concept. It's a feeling. That's the way I see it. So feelings transcend language.
What was your biggest challenge in making this film?
Being absolutely truthful, the biggest challenge was scheduling, because the amount of time this film commanded of everybody who was a part of it was extremely intense. Every trip these guys went on was like a month long, and then there was the road trip that was like 7 weeks long in an RV, and I couldn't be on every trip for the full time because I had other sponsor obligations that I'd be on a trip, then I'd have to fly out, go to another trip for another sponsor, then come back, and then fly out for a contest. So it was really about time management was the most difficult part. But here we are on premiere day, and it's all seemed worth it, even though there was plenty of time that I was stressing.
So are you excited about this?
Yeah, absolutely. Knowing all the effort, all the dedication that everyone put into this film over the past few years, for it to finally build up to this point tonight, it's almost unexplainable. Like right now, I almost feel like it hasn't sunk in yet. Until we're watching it, until it's on the screen and other people are seeing this vision, it won't feel real yet.
Was there anything that was really surprising that happened on this film? Like any kind of crazy events or anything?
Surprising?
Yeah.
I guess the only thing to me that was surprising was how there were so many moving parts to this movie. To me, it's surprising that all these different elements were able to come together and work in unison to create this film. Like the fact that it's now done and it's a reality is, in a way, pretty surprising. Considering what kind of undertaking it was, from like getting endorsements to get behind the vision and believe in what we wanted to create, from all the travels we did and us not getting arrested or in trouble, or getting all our equipment confiscated from people, nobody really getting seriously injured or harmed, and all these things. So really, like the fact that this movie is about to premiere tonight, all those things went as smooth as they could have possibly could have hoped they could go, these are surprising.
Well, that's so cool. The NWA is having a premiere in LA also. And do you feel a connection between music and skating?
100%. I look at it, like I said a second ago, skateboarding is an art. It's self-expression, it's creativity, just like music is a way of expressing yourself and being creative. Just using different mediums. We use our mind, but then we apply it through our body. And musicians use their minds and apply it through vibrations and beats, and feeling. So that's why music always has inspired me. When I'll put on some of my favorite songs on the way to a skate session to get fired up in whatever mood I'm trying to be in at that moment. And I just think music is it's like kind of that thing that's behind every great endeavor, because I don't know anyone who isn't inspired by a certain type of music to help motivate them for whatever their goals are. But hip hop in particularly, I relate to a lot, because I hear a lot of people talking in hip hop like, we made something out of nothing. And that's kind of, I relate to that through skateboarding, because really, you just have a piece of wood and some wheels. Okay, now you just decide, like with any other traditional sport, there's a court or a field. Like for basketball, you have to have a hoop, certain court dimensions, the regulation size, or whatever. But skateboard, you just have the board. And if you can find a decent patch of concrete, or you can see a certain type of architecture that you think you can take this skateboard and create something with, then that's you making something out of nothing. It's all, you're only limited by your imagination.
So is there any favorite music that you like to listen to?
I love many different types, but usually when I'm skating, hip hop is the thing I'm most constantly listening to, and for whatever reason, for me, it just strikes a chord with me, and it helps me to get in that mental space to keep striving to be better.
What is the one thing you want to give back to skateboarding?
That's a hard question, because you can give back physical things, like a skate park here, or donate shoes or skateboards to this foundation or that one, but I find that physical things, only last so long. So I guess, I don't know, in a way this film is almost like giving back to skateboarding, because when you can give somebody inspiration and motivation and passion, that's something that lasts. Because for me, when I used to watch Eric Costa video parts, I would get this crazy emotion and feeling and desire and passion burning within inside me, and I wanted to apply myself and become that. And to me, that's more valuable than anything else could have ever been. Eric Costa could have gave me free skateboards every day, but if I didn't have the desire to get up and push myself for greatness, then having these skateboards and shoes or whatever wouldn't have really amounted to nothing, because I wouldn't have put them to use. So I don't know, I just want to help inspire and motivate and do my part to help pass the baton to the next generation to keep skateboarding alive and healthy and growing.
I love it. So how did you guys decide who was going to be in the film and where you were going to do it, and where you were going to go and stuff?
Yeah, it was really about the guys who wanted to be in it, because this film was really for lack of a better term, an open casting call, because it wasn't about this team or that team or this is our team video. It was about hey, this is just about skateboarding, about skaters. You can be from whatever corner of of the world, from whatever background of the world. We just want to make this film and kind of like, represent the culture of skateboarding. So whoever was willing to, that people that we knew willing to like dedicate the time and effort to this film was welcomed. So it wasn't about like, we can't have this guy, we need this guy, or this guy, it wasn't, there was no favoritisms. It was all about whoever wanted to dedicate the time to the process.
That's cool. What was your favorite location in this film to go to?
It's hard to decide between Dubai and Barcelona. Barcelona I've been to many times over the years and I've become very comfortable there. It's probably my favorite place to travel to. But Dubai was such a new experience and such an incredible experience because thanks to our friends at Dubai Films who brought us out there, we had access to Dubai like nobody might ever get again. Like we were able to skate buildings that were highly off limits to normal people, but they let us come in and just have a field day at all these buildings, and we were skating on top of the Burj Al Arab on their helicopter pad 50 stories above the ocean. Like it was just a free-for-all. So that was incredible. It was a really incredible experience, and thank you to Dubai Films for that.
Cool. So how was it to work with the other skateboarders, the director, the other people who
Yeah, I mean,
made the film?
It was great, but since the film was such a long process and we all traveled the world together and went all these places, like we started creating like almost like a family type bond. And we all know families, even though you guys love each other, people start getting on each other's nerves or start arguing and bickering. There was ups and downs, of course, but it was amazing. Like Ty really inspired me and really humbled me during this process. I've never seen somebody so intensely focused on a singular goal for so long without showing any sign of like losing steam. It was just such sharp, laser, daily concentrated focus to the point where this guy, I don't know if he's even slept over the last 3 years. This guy, he's so concentrated on this film, and just to me, that I thought I had a decent work ethic, but after working on this film with him, it's not decent at all.
Right. Why does the skateboarding family mean so much to you?
Oh, for the work family, that's like me asking why your family means so much to you. It's just, these are the people you experiencing this life with, like you have your actual biological family who you love and are so dear to you because these are people who you will have relationships from the time you were birth to the time you die. But your skateboard family is kind of similar because there's somewhat of a life in skateboarding. Although I know in my heart I want to be a skateboarder forever, I am aware that there is a timeline to this physical ability to do it at a certain level. And these are the people, that you choose to spend that time in this skateboarding life, learning with, growing with, being inspired by. So it's a very special thing because it's only temporary.
It's a culture, it really is. And is there anything that you'd like to say to
Just savor every moment, live every day, and appreciate it all, especially while you're young, while you don't have other responsibilities, while it's just like, hey, we're all going to sleep at Billy's house tonight because his mom or dad is going to put us all in the van and drive us around tomorrow to go skate. Those type of situations, at that time you're so young to realize how important they're going to be to you when you get older. So you got to appreciate those. I used to have a friend, Steve Roth. We would go stay at his house on the weekends, and his dad, Wolfgang, shout out to Wolfgang, was such a cool dad. He would let us, a group of 10 of us, come stay at their house. We'd be up all night being loud and rowdy, just a house of boys, eating all their food. He wouldn't care. Next morning he'd get up, we'd all load up in his minivan, and he would drive us to street spots because we didn't have our licenses yet. And he would just sit in the car and let us skate. If we got kicked out, he would take us to the next spot. He didn't care. He would just, you know, and it was, those times will always be so special to me. And I would, like, you know, here I am 30 years old. I'm still wishing I could have those times back. So just appreciate them and savor them, because, you know, you will miss them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, I don't think it matters where you come from. I don't think it matters what your background is, ethnicity, or any of that. Like, once you get hooked on skateboarding, it's hard to not become passionate about it.